Gamers, what's good? With the latest set release a couple weeks back, we saw a couple of changes to the meta of the game, and I wanted to talk about that today. And we're going to be doing it a little bit different than usual. So we like doing deck showcases when we get a new box in the game, and I was not able to do it as soon as I wanted because last week when I wanted to make it, I got really sick, and then we had the event and it just this and that, and at a certain point I was just like not sure when or how to drop this video, but we are going to do it today. And I want to thank Decade and just the people at Master Duel Meta in general, because they very kindly hooked us up with the premium version of the Master Duel Meta website. And I do think this website is really just incredible to talk about this stuff. So we're going to be doing that right now. Let me just move on to that website here. It's a really good way, I think, to discuss not only the new cards and how the game has changed a little bit, but also just the current state of the game. So this page here is top cards, and this is actually using in-game data from Master Duel in ranked. So you're seeing here that Purrely is actually seeing the highest win rate in the game right now, which is crazy to me. An even higher win rate than Snake Eyes. Like, that's actually insane. It's not that surprising because I've seen a lot of Purrely and they've been really hard to contend with, especially considering the fact that, I mean, you don't really want to run Kaijus right now because everyone's on Snake Eyes and Kaijus will not do much for you. So yeah, this is really interesting stuff. I'm definitely going to be taking a look at this website a lot more often, especially this top cards section. Really interesting way to get a look at the game. Updated April 24th. So that's literally yesterday. So yeah, that's kind of crazy. And with that being said, what we're going to do today, as per usual, a lot of people in my Discord, when we have these new sets, they'll send me their decks, they'll send me their replays, and we'll take a look at their replays, just kind of discuss how the new cards affect the new decks. But it's going to be a little bit different this time because I actually, instead of making their decks in Master Duel, I made them all in Master Duel Meta. I really like how this website looks. I think it's a lot cleaner for the purpose of these videos, especially for the deck lists here. They're a lot, how would you say, they're a lot more compact, so they're a lot easier to see. So for example, this is Kenny Pickering's Altergeist list, and here instead of seeing like 3 copies of Valor, you see Valor and just 3x on top of it. I really like that. I think that makes it a lot smoother to show the deck lists and then to show the decks in action. So we're gonna try that, and I hope people like it. And if you guys do like it and you want access to the list, I guess I could put the list in the description, but eventually I'll probably end up deleting the lists. So we have very many decks that got a massive boost with the latest update. One example would be Altergeist, and Altergeist was not really competitive before, and now I would say Altergeist, even though I forgot to put it on my last tier list, is probably around, I would say, the tier 3. It definitely feels a bit like it may be Rogue, but it almost feels better than Rogue. It's got the ability to go into more combo-centric plays. As you can see with this list here, even though Kenny is running the skill drain, he's actually not running a very trap-focused build, only really running, what is this, like 7 traps? Yeah, running 7 traps total in Altergeist, and definitely focusing more, you know, on just doing the link plays and even having access to Baron, since we have a really strong tuner now in the form of Altergeist Malwisp. And Malwisp is basically like your Poplar. Obviously, it's not as good as Poplar, but it's definitely like that style of card. You know, if it's added to your hand, you can special summon it, and then you can special summon another Altergeist from your grave. So, you know, it has that extender effect, it has that recursion effect, and it's also, you know, you can make a lot of people, I think, run Herald of the Arclight with this. So this is Kenny's build here, but if we go take a look at the more popular versions of the deck, we can see here the cards with a higher usage rate. If I just zoom out a little bit so you can see everything, you can see that a lot of people are running Herald of the Arclight. This is because Malwisp is a level 3, and oftentimes you'll have this combo with like Malwisp and I think it's Meliseek or Pukari. Either way, basically you'll have Malwisp bring back a level 1 from your graveyard, and so that's like an easy, quick access to a Herald of the Arclight. So that's also a really popular pick for Altergeist at the moment, and I think that makes a ton of sense. It seems like a really good card for the deck. So yeah, I really like doing it this way, and I hope you guys enjoy this format now for Deck Showcase, where we can take a look at the deck list someone sent me, and then we can also take a look at, you know, more typical builds. Like Kenny was not running Rivalry of the Warlords. This seems to be run in 50% of submitted lists. Now keep in mind, these are reflective of submitted lists, so it doesn't mean necessarily that 50% of people in Master Duel are playing you know, a Rivalry of the Warlord when they're playing Altergeist. We're going to go check out Kenny Pickering's list in action. We actually have replays for every single deck list submitted in this video. So we're going to start with Altergeist, and, you know, we're going to keep going. We've got a lot of decks to cover, some that are a bit more meta than others. This one, I would say, is part of the format. It's definitely not something you can sleep on. I've met Altergeist players here and there in ladder, and I pretty much lost every single time. I don't know how to beat this deck. This deck is really crazy. All right, so transitioning back to Master Duel here, just for the first replay. And come on, Kenny, couldn't pick a field. I mean, it happens to me all the time, so I'm not going to say anything here, but yeah. Oh yeah, also we can run the Wanted engine now in Altergeist, which is pretty crazy. So we're going to go for Wanted in the draw phase like a true pro. Discard the Imperm for the Diabell Star, and Diabell Star is going to set the Sinful Spoils, at which point, obviously, you go Sinful Spoils and summon out our brand new Penetrator. And we're also going to get our draw right now from our Wanted. Drawing into Max C is really not bad. And here we can use the Purrely in hand and the Penetrator, sorry, to link into Hextia, at which point we get the effect of Purrely in the grave, and we get the effect of Penetrator. So, Penetrator, if this card is sent from the field to the grave, you can send one Altergeist card from your hand, deck, or face-up field to the grave. And the Purrely, I believe, is just, yeah, it just adds itself back to the hand. So, here we go. Did not normal summon yet. We're going to dump a Meluseek, and we're going to add back the Purrely to our hand. Then we can go 1 for 1. Okay, pretty crazy hand. We get Max Seed here. Thankfully, we held on to our Ash earlier, and we're going to be able to Ash the Max C here. So now we're going to keep going. So summoning out of the deck a copy of Meluseek, and we're going to go into Altergeist Prime Banshee, triggering the Hextia in the grave. You can add an Altergeist card from your deck to your hand, and we get the graveyard effect of Meluseek. So we add the Malwisp to our hand, and Hextia will search the Marionetter. So the Malwisp that was searched by Meluseek will special summon itself and bring back the Meluseek. And now we can summon out the Marionetter. Did not normal summon yet, actually, that's crazy. And set Manifestation from our deck. Marionetter, target the Malwisp, and we can bring back Hextia from the graveyard. Really, really good. Use Prime Banshee, tributing our Marionetter to summon our sorry, I forget the name, Multifaker, that's what it is, to make our brand new Altergeist Adminia, and we get the Prime Banshee effect in the grave to, I think, wait, what does Prime Banshee do? It adds to hand, right? Yeah, okay. And then we can set a trap directly from our deck with the Adminia. So we get our Altergeist Protocol, we have our Manifestation, Multifaker in hand, and a Hextia, not pointing to anything yet. But it, oh, okay, bringing back the Malwisp here. Malwisp will bring back, okay, bring back Marionetter. And now we're going to go Max C. So they're going to go for Super Polymerization. And what are you able to, what can you even, oh, using the 2 lights. Okay, that makes sense to make a Garura. All right, so Super Poly is really good here. We're going to go for Altergeist Protocol, however. Our activations now cannot be negated, and we're going to summon out Multifaker, and they're just going to scoop it up. Yeah, Protocol is just an absolutely broken card. It's just a super crazy card, and it's really cool to see this traditionally trap deck be used more as sort of like a combo engine. Although this definitely, I don't think this is the only way you can play it. I think you can still play it a lot more trap reliant, and technically it's still trap reliant. It's just not the full part of your game plan, you know? Either way, definitely a good showing for Altergeist. Anyone that was interested in that deck and the support, at least they got covered somewhere on the channel. But we have some much more meta decks to discuss here, so let's move on to that. All right. So I know this might look weird, okay? This is coming in from Jadistic, and it says 12 win streak here. But I think yesterday he was telling me he had something like a 45 to 12 loss win ratio or something, like a really, really good win ratio with Naturia Purrely. Now, don't worry, I'm not just going to show you Naturia Purrely. That's a big part of why I really like doing this format, is because I can show you these interesting builds that people are sending me in the Discord, and then I'll also get to show you just like what's more standard, I suppose. But definitely don't sleep on this. I mean, this might be low-key the best way to play Naturia. I mean, even the first time I played Purrely, I said it had kind of a similar vibe and playstyle to Runick in some ways, just because of all the flash spells being also your extenders. And that lends itself really, really well to a deck like Naturia that does need the normal summon, you know? But if you want to look at a more standard way to play Purrely, we can just look here and, you know, yeah, this, you've probably seen this a million times at this point. There's really nothing much to say, you know. They'll just like opt to run a bunch of staples, definitely 3 of the Purrely instead of just 2 like Jadistic is doing. And in the extra deck, I mean, this extra deck is super standard at this point. Like, literally, it's always the same. You run 2 of a couple of small ones, 2 of the big one. You only run 1 Purrely Noir, but this card actually makes your deck significantly better. I think this card is a big part of the reason that the deck got a lot better and is now actually the top performing deck in ladder, which is really surprising to me. Maybe I really did put it way too low on my tier list when I was doing the ranked ladder tier list, because this deck is actually doing crazy. It's just really well situated, especially, again, the fact that no one's really running kaijus right now kind of gives this card free reign to do whatever it wants as well. So yeah, Purrely, it's no joke. This right here, you know, a bit more of a standard build, also running the Ghost Trick engine, which a lot of people are running. So let's go check out his replay with Naturia Purrely, because I'm sure you've already seen regular Purrely 1 million times, and I don't think you need to see Noir pass again. So let's go check it out. All right, so Naturia Purrely, I mean, I've been wanting, he's been talking about this deck a lot in the Discord, and I've been wanting to showcase it in some way at some point. And I just figured, you know, now's the best time to do it in this video. So he's going to go for the field spell, normal summon the Camellia. And our opponent is going to imperm the Camellia. So, I mean, I guess that sucks. Now we're going to go for the Purrely Sleepy Memory in order to discard and special summon. We'll discard the Naturia Trap, which is crazy. That's crazy. Discarding the Sacred Tree. Sacred Tree not once per turn can search any Naturia card, which is absolutely disgusting. And then we're going to go for the Purrely Search, and they're going to chain Lady Labyrinth as well as Stovey Torby. Okay, very interesting stuff here. So they get to set from their deck a big welcome, and yeah, we get to summon the Lady Labyrinth. I mean, I guess that's fine. So we get to grab a My Friend Purrely. The Sacred Tree will search a Mole Cricket. And now we can go for Purrely and just go straight into Purrely Noir. Really interesting. So straight into Purrely Noir. Then we're going to go for My Friend Purrely. My Friend. Reveal 3 here. 1, 2, and 3. We're grabbing our Pretty Memory, going for Happy Memory, and chaining the Purrely Noir to attach it as material. Then they're going to activate, actually, the Big Welcome Engrave to bounce the Camellia. Okay. So they just, I mean, that's, oh yeah, because they just can't target the Purrely Noir, so they had nothing else to target there. So at this point, we can summon out the Purrely with the spell that we activated. They're going to go for Stovey Torby. Summon the Stovey Torby. We get to reveal 3 from the top and add to our hand Delicious Memory, the one of. And, you know, we're going to make ourselves a Plump. You absolutely love to see it. When you land a Plump, it's already pretty much over. Grabbing a bunch of traps from the graveyards here. And now we're going to go for Pretty Memory, chain Plump. So Plump is already pumped up to 5 materials, summoning out a regular Purrely. And we're revealing 3 here, adding the Sleepy Memory to hand. We're going to activate Sleepy Memory, chaining the Purrely Noir to attach it, just so we get the draws in, I think it's in the draw phase of our opponent's turn here. And now we get the Plump. Just going to send the Purrely to the grave and attach our opponent's trap to the Plump, and then summon an X Purrely Noir. So I ended up showing you Noir pass anyway, but we will be getting 3 draws here, which is really not bad. And we also have Purrely Yeep, so I think we might actually be getting 6 draws here. So we draw 3, then we go Yeep, yep, Yeep. And they're going to go for Lady Labyrinth of the Silver Castle. I don't think we care very much about that. They're going to set a rollback. Okay. Anyway, 3 more draws from the X Purrely Noir here. Rollback is crazy, and we get to go maxi. This is like really disgusting stuff, man. I'm not gonna lie. Very ceiling focused deck, by the way. Yeah. I mean, Jad, couldn't you send me a replay that showed more of the Naturia stuff? Now people are just gonna look at it like, why not just run more Purrely cards? But yeah, I mean, it looks solid. I guess you technically baited interruption with the Naturia cards. Kinda. Alright, so I think it goes without saying that yes, X Purrely Noir pass is extremely strong right now, but there are other decks that went way up in relevance with this latest update, and I would say Rescue Ace is one of the biggest winners, really becoming a top tier contender, top 3 deck in the game. I was arguing that it's the best deck in the game, and you know, I'd like to stand by that. A lot of people think I'm crazy for it, and that's fine. You know, it's all, you know, it's all opinion at the end of the day, but I really do think this deck is really crazy. Now, the deck I showcased was more so a pure Rescue Ace deck, you know, not running a lot of Snake Eyes cards, but there's definitely some merit to playing a more Snake Eyes variant of the deck. So from Nuisance here in the Discord is a 50 card, which is a really strange number, 50 card Snake Eyes Rescue Ace deck running really interesting ratios. I'm not going to hate on this too much, but I do think it's interesting. So we're running just 1 Turbulence, 2 Preventer, and just 1 Hydrant, running only 1 Impulse, which is just an insult to me, and 3 Airlifter, obviously, because this is your main starter, at least for the Rescue Ace side of the deck. And a pretty sizable Snake Eyes package here with the 3 Ash, which is about to go to 2. So, you know, I'm showing you these lists right now, but obviously you're going to have to adjust the ratios if you're trying to net deck it and copy it. You know, you move the Ash to 2. He's running 3. You'd move the Seeker to 2. I don't even think you'd have to replace them with anything because bro is running 50 cards. So if you really wanted to copy this exact build, just run 48. I really don't think the deck is getting much worse from that anyway. They work really well together just because the original Sinful Spoils is good for both engines, and it kind of helps that you can just kind of like fog wall into just playing Snake Eyes if you get all your Rescue Ace stuff interrupted, or if you get Max Seed, sometimes it's nice to just go into Rescue Ace plays and set up back row and not give your opponent too many draws. His extra deck looks like this if you guys want to see it. And if you guys want to see the more popular ways to play Rescue Ace, if we're looking around here for deck statistics, the more popular way to play it is actually a more pure variant, but running the Poplar Bonfire package. Now, I've been testing this package a little bit. I don't love it. I mean, it's not bad. I end up preferring putting staples here. Like, I've been trying evenly matched, and that's been a lot more helpful for me. But definitely, I don't think it's a bad package. It can certainly help play through Interruption to have the Bonfire into Poplar. It just kind of sucks that if you draw Poplar, it's kind of a dead draw. You don't really want to use your normal summon on Poplar unless your hand, you know, is already really good for it. And also Super Poly, I've seen quite a few Rescue Ace players playing the Super Poly with the Mud Dragon and the Garura. So, you know, like, that's definitely an option. I tried it. I didn't really like it. It didn't come up super often for me, so I took it out. But it's definitely not a bad option. It's nice because it's a board breaker that's insane going second, but also really, really good going first. So definitely something to take into consideration. But either way, Nuisance did send a replay. So we're going to go take a look at his Rescue Ace Snake Eyes build. All right, so as you guys might know, I absolutely love Rescue Ace. And whether it's the best deck in the game or not, I mean, technically, if you're going off data, you could argue that Purrely is the best deck now because it has the highest win rate in Master Rank, right? So, best deck or not, I absolutely love this deck. I think it's awesome, and I love to see different ways of playing it. Now, we're playing against Tier Limit, so we're going to fast forward because this is going to be a while. So they're going for the Purrely, getting the Rhino Heart, dump Havness effect. They're going to go into a Kit Kalos, obviously. They're going to go for Kit Kalos effect here, also get to trigger the field spell, popping the Kit Kalos. Some people like to do that, you know? Some people do that. Milling 5 here. Oh my god, they milled Sharon and Rhino Heart. That's crazy. All right, so they get to go Sharon effect and make themselves a Rule Kalos. And they didn't activate the Rhino Heart Engrave, so they're passing on Rule Kalos, set 3 pass, which is really nothing to scoff at. We're going to go for Airlifter, and we're going to chain the Wanted to the Airlifter. We also get to special summon the Fire Engine from the hand. Go into a Nightmare Phoenix here, discard, to get rid of the field spell, strangely enough. And then we get to trigger Poplar in the grave, put it in the back row, activate our field spell, put Snake Eyes Ash in the back row, activate Diabel. Diabel will set up the Sinful Spoils of Subversion. They're going to go Solik on Diabel. We're going to try to bounce the Rule Kalos back. And for some reason, we tried to activate the emergency before Rule Kalos was gone. We should have waited for her to go to the grave. That's really strange, but okay. Either way, we get to go Alert here after they activate the Rule Kalos affecting grave to bring her back from the graveyard, and we get to add the Airlifter back to our hand. Now, we did already use our normal summon, but because they special summon, we get to summon Snake Eye Ash. Oh, I didn't think of that. That's really, really good, actually. So, really smart play there. Going for the Poplar effect, summoning from the hands, and we're going to grab a original Sinful Spoils. Now, we're going to go into Goddess. Goddess is not bad at all here. We even get to, oh, well, I guess the negate is only temporary, so negating Solik wouldn't do anything there. But we do get to shuffle back, get a draw. Preventer is not a bad draw at all. It's actually a really, really good draw. Then we get to go for original Sinful Spoils, send the Preventer to the grave, and we also get to trigger Preventer, special summon the Fire Engine from the Banish pile. So that's really nice. Going to battle phase. Oh my goodness, will they ever run out of cards? They're going into a Garura with the super polymerization. We're going to beat over the Garura, give our opponent a free draw here. And we're just going to swing with Snake Ash. At this point, we go Snake Ash, send 2 to the grave to get a Oak. Oak is going to bring back from the graveyard the Hydrant that we didn't use yet. We're going to go for Hydrant effect, search the Turbulence, activate Turbulence in hand, banishing 2 from the grave. And at this point, we're just praying that this is not an Imperm. And we're going to go for Turbulence, and it's not an Imperm. So we win. So we set 4 cards from the deck here, opting for an emergency, and we're going to make ourselves an IP Masquerena. It makes sense to go emergency here, and we can go rescue, bring back Turbulence. Oh my god, okay, so we're doing it that way. Going to Promethean, bring back Snake Eyes Oak, and we're going for a Flamberge, bring back IP in the back row. Whoa, really interesting stuff here. Flamberge, summon back the Hydrant as well as the Poplar, get to add Snake Ash to our hand. And on opponent's turn, when they summon anything, we'll get our IP Masquerena on the field. We also have Promethean in the grave. Really, really interesting. I'm not going to lie. This is really cool. So get to special out the IP Masquerena. Bring out the Turbulence. I mean, the Preventer. Preventer to grave. Preventer can trigger. Special summon one of our banished Rescue Ace monsters. We also get to make a Nightmare Unicorn here. So we go Nightmare Unicorn, discard Snake Ash to shuffle back the Solic. They're going to go for their Shuffler here, targeting our Flamberge, one of our level 1 fires, and our IP. That's fine. And they're going to go for Riem Heart, and we're going to just pop the Riem Heart and negate the Mud Dragon. Okay, interesting. Interesting. So now, yeah, we draw into emergency, normal airlifter. Okay, we got it. That was a crazy replay. I'm not going to lie, dude. Shout out Nuisance for that. That's a really, really good replay. Honestly, kind of sold me on the deck. I think I'm going to try a bigger Snake Eyes package. Just the fact that with the Oak, you were able to bring back the Hydrant you did not use yet after you baited out more Interruption. I thought that was a really, really slick play. Really, really good replay. Not going to lie. Going to have to test this out. Now, we've already covered the 2 biggest meta threats, you know, the biggest winners from the latest update. But I guess if I stretch the definition a little bit, we can kind of talk about Mannadium within the discussion of meta cards. So this is coming from Moz. And yeah, I don't think Mannadium is much better than Rogue, but you know, Rogue is part of the format. And we have here the new Visa Samsara, but there's also a secret support in the new set. Technically, it's not in the new set. This is Mystic Potato, and it was recently added to the newest Legacy pack. So Mystic Potato, if it's destroyed by a card effect and sent to the grave, you can special summon 1 dark monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck in attack position. And yeah, that's Reichardt. So yeah, really, really good card. Also, even running the Dark Hex Sealed Fusion in order to make, you know, Millenniumize Restrict. Now, is this going to be a popular build for Mannadium? I don't know. I kind of doubt it. It is really easy to pop Mystic Potato in this deck. That's also why we're running 3 Obsession, I'm guessing. But, you know, if we're looking at more popular builds, there is no potato to be seen, you know? So am I saying that's the standard? Am I saying that's the best way to play the deck? No. But you've already seen what this deck does. I don't think I need to show you the basic rigmarole of, you know, a typical Mannadium line. I'd rather show you, you know, Mannadium Potato in action and just show you something a little bit different, a little bit more spicy. You know, it's coming from Mazinger too, and he's always got fire replays. So let's just go take a look. All right, so let's see Mannadium Potato in action, okay? So we got Mystic Potato and Meek in hand, as well as Obsession, Calarium, and the Trap. So we set the potato, activate Obsession, pop the potato, grab ourselves a Peaceful Planet Calarium. Potato's going to summon out the Reichardt, Search Arrival. We're going to fast forward a little bit here, and we're going to go into a Scareclaw Lightheart, at which point Lightheart will search our Reichphobia, activate Reichphobia, add to our hand a Visas Starfrost. Visas Starfrost, pop the Lightheart, summon Visas, then we can go Arrival, bring back the Reichardt from the grave, use these 2, make ourselves an early Baron, playing around the Nibiru. I like it. Then we're going to go for a Peaceful Planet Calarium, grab a Riem-Heart. We can activate the Graveyard effect of Obsession to special summon out the Riem-Heart. They're going to go for a Veiler on our Riem-Heart. Either way, we're going to banish 2 from the grave to summon the Astrolaud. Special out Meek and pop Meek with Baron. Really, really cool. Get to bring back Meek with the field spell. Special out Meek from the deck. Make ourselves a Crimson Dragon. We can go Crimson Dragon, targeting the Baron to get a Bestial Dispotter, sorry. Then we get to bring back our Visa Starfrost, make a Visa Zamritara, grab Obsession from the deck, bring back the Lightheart from the grave, and make a Cross Sheep, summon an Astrolaud under the Cross Sheep, get to bring back the Potato, pop the Potato with Visa Samritara, get to summon out the Hexsealed Fusion, make a Hope Harbinger, and use Hexsealed Fusion to summon Millenniumized Restrict. If you guys are not familiar, Millenniumized Restrict is a monster negate. When your opponent activates a monster effect, you can target one effect monster your opponent controls or in their grave. Equip it to this card. This card gains attack and defense equal to that monster's, and monsters with that name cannot attack. Also, their effects are negated. So basically, you not only do you negate the effect they activated, but if they have other cards with the same name, those other monsters are also negated. So yeah, pretty crazy stuff here. The board is actually insane, not gonna lie. Going for a Purrely here. Okay, so let's see, this is a perfect example. Well, Purrely, I mean, Purrely is once per turn, but still, this is a really, really good thing to negate. Then they're going for Sleepy Memory. We just need, I mean, obviously, Purrely can't do shit against this. Also, shout out, hey, it's Jadistic with the same deck. Yeah, good showing, good showing. Yeah, so, I mean, this board is pretty much unbreakable, right? There's nothing else to say here. There's really nothing that you could do other than like activate Dark Ruler no more here. And even then we have the reframing. So pretty disgusting stuff. Just go for game. Easy money. Good replay. Nice deck. Shout out to my boy. Was that exact lethal? Did bro get exact lethal? Was that staged? All right. And the last new thing I want to include in this video is my boys, the Chimeras. We have a brand new type in Yu-Gi-Oh! Illusion, and I think this archetype is a little bit slept on. I mean, it's really not bad. People, before this came out, were talking about it like it was completely useless, but if you faced it in ladder, you know this engine generates an insane amount of advantage, so it has a really, really strong grind game, although it does eventually run out of gas. And when mixed with Branded or Runick, it's really something to behold. So here we have Top Bulldog, who submitted his 42 card, very Chimera focused Branded Chimera list. This is probably not the best way to play the deck. He was more so submitting this as kind of like a more budget way, basically with less branded cards. So, you know, not running the Bestials, not running any way to get back your Branded Fusion from the grave. I don't think this is the most optimal way to play the deck, but, you know, I appreciate that he wanted to send a slightly cheaper version, and it's still really, really strong. Also, this deck can barrier statue lock your opponent really, really easily. So Branded doing stun things as per usual. Now, I also have from Pit to Solves the Chimera Runick variant, and he's not even running any of the stun cards that you can summon from grave here. Either that or I forgot to put it in the list. But either way, Chimera Runick is really, really cool. It's sadly not great because the Runick package in this game is awful, but I'll say this. Unless you're trying to play stun, I don't think there's a single engine that works better with Runick in Master Duel, except for Plunder Patrol. I think Plunder Patrol, admittedly, even with how bad Runick is right now, works quite well with the Runick cards. Other than that, I would say this is probably the second best deck that you could be running with Runick. It has really, really good synergy, especially with the Edgem Chain at 3, you know, getting to discard Edgem Chain with your Hugin and getting a bunch of advantage from that engine is really, really good. This deck, you know, just spams a bunch of fusion monsters, can make Magnum Reliever, can make Guardian Chimera twice, and it's just a really cool deck. It's really good. Good interruption. Is it crazy? No, it's a little fair, but it's pretty cool. Also, if you want to just quickly here take a look, the most standard way to play it seems to be like, I don't know, like almost pure. Here there's a build that has some synchros and some Kashtiras. You know, when it's a rogue deck, people will try a lot of different things, so it's a lot harder to find like a more standard build. So in a way, it's kind of nice that we're discussing all these different ways of playing the deck. We have 2 replays for this one because I wanted to show both the branded and the Runick version of the deck because I think they're both really, really cool in their own right. So I hope you guys don't mind if we indulge Chimera a little bit more. I mean, it's a brand new type to Yu-Gi-Oh! Last time that happened was what, like Cybers? We got to give them a little extra time. So yeah, let's go check out the replays. All right, so starting off here, we're going to be taking a look at the branded version with just basically a branded fusion line. So going for branded opening, discarding the Albaz, we get to summon the Aliber, search the branded fusion, at which point branded fusion, send the Albaz and the Gazelle to the grave and make ourselves a Rimbrum. Now in grave, Gazelle can search the Chimera Fusion or a Illusion monster. So we summon the Mirror Sword Knight here, go into Baphomet. Baphomet can search 2. With him, we can search the Chimera Fusion and the Gazelle, at which point we go Chimera Fusion, summoning using the Gazelle as well as the Baphomet, make ourselves a Chimera, the King of Phantom Beasts, which becomes a Flying Mythical Beast. But either way, we get to trigger both the Baphomet as well as the Chimera. Chimera will loop a card out of opponent's hand, and Baphomet will summon our Illusion Knight from the grave here. I mean, our Mirror Sword Knight, my bad. And Chimera Fusion adds itself back to your hand. We can go for Branded in white here. We'll probably get... Okay, so making a Lubellion, probably discarding the Berfomet. So discard Berfomet and make ourselves a Mirror Jade. Yeah, okay. So we've got Mirror Jade, Rimbrum, the loop out of opponent's hand on end phase. We've got our Mirror Sword Knight, which can summon a monster, search a card, so that now you can use your Chimera Fusion to, you know... okay, going for a Codal. Oh, are we out of Berfomets? Okay, so we were not able to search. They're going to go for Raigeki here. We get to protect with the branded opening. They're going to summon a Unicorn, and okay, yeah, just scoop it up. Fair enough. Fair enough. Still, pretty good showing, and, you know, just a good showcase of the branded fusion line when you mix it with the Chimera cards. These cards are really crazy. They didn't get to really go crazy here because the opponent scooped pretty early, but trust me, they scooped for a good reason. All right, now the last replay I'm going to showcase today is actually probably my favorite deck that we're showcasing if we're just talking about how fun I think it is to play, which would be Runick Chimera. Unfortunately, not a very great deck just because of, you know, Runick being awful in this game. But we're going to start off with Hugin here, discarding the Edgem Chain, grabbing a Frightfur Patchwork. And yeah, that's already a good start. We're going to go Frightfur Patchwork, search Poly, and Edgem Chain. Then we can go for our Runick Fountain, activate Poly, Fusion, both our Gazelle as well as the Hugin into the Magnum, the Reliever. Then Gazelle can search Mirror Sword Knight, normal the Mirror Sword Knight, and we can tag out into our Big Winged Berfomet, grab a Chimera Fusion, as well as a King Tiger Wanghu. We're going to go for Chimera Fusion here, using the Wanghu as well as the Berfomet. That's really sneaky, man. I like it. So we can actually summon that Wanghu on opponent's turn, which is really, really good against Snake Eyes. I'm sure we'll see that. But either way, so we get the Mythical Beast effect again, and the Berfomet summoning the Mirror Sword Knight from the grave. Magnum the Reliever can shuffle back your Poly to get a draw, which is really nice. And then we can go Chimera Fusion, add it back to the hand. At that point, we can set the Chimera Fusion, set the Called By, loop a card out of opponent's hand, go Runick Slumber, do a little bit of banishing, you know, get a nice little draw while we're at it in the end phase. And yeah, oh my god. As good as it gets, really. As good as it gets. We're playing against dinos here, which is scary, but we do have... You're going to use Called By on Misk, right? Okay. I was about to say, you got to use Called By on Misk here. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Oh my god. Hold on. This is a duel and a half. Although we do have Max C. It's going to be an interesting game. Hold on. Okay. So summon out the Berfomet using Illusion Knight, and Berfomet will search a couple of cards here. At which point, they're going to go for the Miscellaneous Saurus, summoning out the Archosaur, popping the Petite, searching the Double Evolution Pill. Petite can summon from deck. We're going to go for Maxi. They're going to go for Ash! And they're going to go for Meteorus? Hold on. This is crazy. Ovi, search Baby. Hold on. Okay, I'm in there. Okay, pop the Baby, summon a Baby from the grave. Baby effect is going to summon out the Kaitoptera. We can pop our Archosaur to summon a level 6 normal from the deck with the Xeno. We're Xeno locked officially. We have a Dolka on the field. They're going for Guardian Chimera. But I think, yeah, we can chain block the Guardian Chimera so they won't be able to negate it. Oh, this is terrible. They will negate Berfomet, but it's really not the end of the world. At this point, we get to search a bunch of cards. Oh my god, this is crazy. We went so plus. Negate that. They're going to go for Double Evolution Pill. Summon out the UCT. We get to go for Runick Smiting Storm. We still don't have the Runick cards we need to out this in the battle phase. They're flipping everything face down here. We get to summon out a Kaitoptera. Did he just pop the Baby? Either way. Using these two, we go into a Lagia, which is a little strange, I'm not going to lie. Make a Lars. Lars is really good in this matchup. So we get to go for UCT here, do a bit of pop-in, do a bit of outing. Not getting lethal. That's really a shame. And just beat into Mirror Sword Knight. And Mirror Sword Knight can't be destroyed by battle because it's an illusion monster. Yeah, illusion monsters can't destroy monsters by battle. And they can't be destroyed by battle. Damn, that's crazy. Oh my god. Oh no. Okay, so it's Super Jover, but they do have 3 interruptions here, technically 4. So maybe they can do something. So we're going to go for Runick Destruction, summoning out the Sleipnir, get the Runick Fountain for 1 draw, and they're going to detach both materials. Oh, that's a big misplay, buddy. Yo, he could have just detached 1. He had 2 Omni Negates. Does he not know how his card works? How are you playing Dinos and you don't know that you can just detach 1 instead of 2? Oh, come on, man. Now, that's just a shame. We're going to go for UCT here to flip everything face down. Popping the Lagia, which still had material. Oh, boy. Oh, it's tough. It's tough out here. It's tough out here for the Dino boys. All right. Yeah, bro's just going to scoop. Oh, man, that was depressing. depressing showing from the Dino player, but based showing from Chimera Runick. Really, really like this deck. And yeah, that's about all the decks I wanted to cover today. I hope the video wasn't too messy. I'm like 100% certain it's going to be a bit too messy because it's my first time trying to like integrate Master Duel meta into the deck showcase style videos. So, you know, just let me know in the comments, give me feedback, tell me what you didn't like. And I mean, you can also tell me what you did like, you know, if you want to gaslight me a little bit. But I definitely want to start using Master Duel meta more for the deck showcase stuff. It just makes it a bit easier, and I like the option of showing you also, you know, not only what, you know, the people on my Discord are making, but also what other people are making and what's more popular, etc., etc. So I definitely think there's a lot of value to using that platform for these types of deck showcase videos. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Definitely would love to hear it. Thank you for checking out the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And that's it for me, okay? Peace.